so we're back at it with another video, you guys. As you can see, I have started my faux locks. I'm doing a faux lock bob. I want it to kind of be length, so I did about, I want to say 12 inches, so this is right to my breast, and I want them to all be right there. Well, I'm gonna layer it, of course, but I wanted to show you guys how I did this faux lock look. As you can see at the back, I have my parts already done. I did free parting on my parts, and I'm gonna give you guys a quick little tutorial, and I'm also gonna show you guys how it turned out. So let's get into it. I will leave how many parts I did in the description box. I'll actually count for you guys, but I want you guys to see exactly what I did and how I achieved this look. So faux locks are very easy. A lot of people think, oh, I need to pay $200 for faux locks. Oh, it's so hard to do. Unlike box braids, faux locks is essentially very easy, and you can even use a crochet needle. Like, I've seen a lot of girls do videos on faux locks and how to achieve the butterfly lock look. And I kind of did butterfly locks right here. My look is butterfly locks. And so basically what you do, I'm sitting in this rolling chair, so if I spin, y'all, pray for me because I'm probably finna bust my ass.
Okay.
Okay, let's get into it. So first things first, you want to get your crochet needle. Let me find my crochet needle. Hold on, guys. I lost my crochet needle, but okay, I don't know where my crochet needle is. Honestly, I haven't even been using it. I used it like towards the very back of my head, but I stopped using it towards the front because I noticed that it wasn't giving what it was supposed to give. But if you want, you can use a crochet needle. And what I bought, you guys, for the hair, I bought Freetress hair, 24 inches long. You don't have to buy it this long, but the reason why I bought it this long is because it comes in a pack of 3. And although this is not a pack of 3, this is what the package looks like. And it says 3 times pre-fluffed and all of that. So you would get a piece of the hair. They usually about like this much of the curly hair. I use straight curly hair. Some people use straight Marley hair. They use Marley hair for their base of their lock. But me, I just use the Freetress as the base and the lock. And they say that it usually makes the locks not stay in longer. But I'm going to show you guys a method to help your locks stay in longer. So if you have a crochet needle, you can use a crochet needle. But basically, you're going to want to braid the hair to where you can fit your crochet needle into the hair. So because I'm not using a crochet needle, I'm just using my finger because I'm not good with crochet needles, you guys. So if you want to use a crochet needle, you feel better using a crochet needle, go ahead and do that. So you would take your strand and twist it like this and put it in your crochet needle and then close the crochet needle. And you would take your crochet needle, open up the space where you're going to put your hair into, like so. You can see it on the other side. So get you an open hole. If you don't want to use a crochet needle, you can do it like me. I'm just opening a hole in the hair. And then I'm pushing it through to the other side. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I hope you can. I'm pushing it through to the other side, pulling it through. And all I'm going to do is pull at least like, I want to say less than this side. So you're going to pull just some through. And you're going to have like a long side and a short side. And then with the braid in the middle, you're going to take and braid the hair with your braid of your real hair. So you're going to take and braid that all the way until you get past your real hair. You want to make sure that your short piece is always longer than your real hair, so that when you take these out, it makes the process a whole lot easier. So I'm going to fast forward me braiding this down all the way. Okay, get closer so you guys can see. But I'm braiding it all the way down with my real hair. And you want to make sure your braid is semi-tight, not too tight. You want to have a little, you know, tug to it, because If you make it too tight, or you make your braid of your real hair too tight, it can cause a lot of tension and cause you to have headaches when you have your locks in, and also cause you to like probably break your hair off. So you want to be careful and make sure there's enough pull right there. You don't want your head to be hurting. That's not the objective. We don't want headaches. So then we're gonna get another piece of lock hair. This is one whole piece. I take the one whole piece and break it in half. And you want to make sure you do this very slowly because Freetress hair tangles a lot. Usually this curlier hair tangles just like the braiding hair for box braids. So you want to make sure you take it apart really slow and try to finger detangle all the way down till you have two separate pieces. So you can see me doing that. And I'm just slowly pushing it apart. Sometimes I use a pair of scissors just to get it down the middle, because sometimes it just will not separate. Like right here, and then you got two separate pieces, because boom. But you don't want to do that too much because you'll be done wasted a whole bunch of hair. So just do it when you absolutely can't get it apart. Just take your time, get it apart. And you might have to pull like that. And then this is where I would cut. Get that separated. And then we got the bottom piece. And you might have to cut right here too. So I'm gonna cut. And a lot of people will not tell you to cut, but I do, because I'm not about to sit here and struggle with this hair. So you take the half that's a little, you can take one that's nappier, or it doesn't really matter. This is the part where you're gonna actually do your dread. So you have your base, this is your base, and we're gonna take this hair, we're gonna have one side short, one side long like we did the base, and you're gonna start at the back, lift up the braid where you did your base, and all you're gonna do is take and wrap the long side over, and then you're gonna twist it back forward, pull it to the front, twist your hand back to the front, and switch hands. So let me do that again for you guys. Can do it. So you're gonna take your take your hair that you just did in half, the whole piece we pulled it in half. And now we're gonna have some short, some long, one short side, one long side. You take that hair, lift up your base, put it underneath your base, and you're gonna take your long piece, wrap it over the braid, and you wanna make sure you get as close to the root as possible without hurting yourself, because your base needs to be pretty tight. If your base is not tight, your lock will slip. So once you get that, you're gonna twist your hand to the front and do over with the short piece, and the long piece is gonna go with the base. So that's how you get to that part. And if you guys want to watch that over and over again, you can, but I'm not going to redo that. And this is where you're about to start wrapping. So when you start wrapping, you want to push the hair in the direction of your hand. So if I'm going this way, my hand has to go the same direction in order to wrap. So I would need my thumb. I usually take my finger, my pointer finger, and put it along the base and wrap with my thumb. And basically, that's how I'm wrapping. Now the base, I just do it like as freely as possible. Whatever helps it to be tight. Let's see, we got the lock. So your base needs to be pretty tight. And I believe I started wrapping it the wrong direction, but you can wrap it any way you want, whichever, like if you're left-handed, do it the way you feel comfortable. But you want to make sure your base is tight. As you can see, my base is very tight. You can see it's tugging pretty good, but it's not to the point where I'm like, damn, this is gonna give me a headache in the next 5 minutes. Like, we want it to be not so much tension, but you want it to be just enough so you can have a good base. Because if your base is not good, your lock will slip. So this is where you're gonna start wrapping. You take your pointer finger and you just wrap and wind the hair around. wrap. See how I'm doing that with my thumb? So I'm gonna take the long piece, put it around the back of the hair like so, and then take my thumb and wrap it forward. And you just keep doing that. Now when you wanna start doing the butterfly, what you're gonna do is when you come back around to wrap the dread, you're gonna put your thumb in the way of the wrap. And when you wrap it, hold on, let me see. You're gonna put your finger in the way of the wrap. So when you wrap it, you wanna do it like this and hold a piece back. And you're gonna wrap this way, wrap it around like normal, wrap it in front, wrap it behind the piece, take your thumb out, wrap it behind where you put the bubble, and then it should be a little loop. Now some people can get it very defined. Like if you do thinner loops, it'll be more noticeable, but the thicker you do it, it's gonna be a little more frizzy. And it's okay if it's frizzy because your lock is gonna naturally untighten when you let it go. Also, on this method of doing the faux locks, I use nail glue. This is the nail glue I use. It is fast action drip proof nail glue, and I think it's Kiss brand. I'm gonna find it and put it in the link in the description box and probably take a picture of the package. But this is some good nail glue because I've been doing it for the whole entire set of locks that I have in my head, and I'm gonna do a little circle so y'all can see. But I did it for the whole entire head so far. So it's some good locks. Well, I don't know if y'all saw it, but yeah, I've done it for my whole entire head. But anyways, when you're doing your loops, you can get a little messy with it too. You don't have to be so tight, but you want to make sure that you're doing it to your thickness. Now mine's I want them pretty thick because they're short, and I want it to kind of give a bob effect kind of. So I kind of just wrap mine a little lazily in the front because I want it to be very dramatic. Now in the back, I kind of did them a lot tighter, but because this is in the front, I want it to be very dramatic. Oop, 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 oop. But this is a whole lot cheaper than paying for somebody to do this to yourself. Like if you can learn how to teach yourself how to do those expensive hairstyles, like I know everybody's not good at doing hair, but like if you can teach yourself how to do it, you should take that opportunity and try it, girl, because that's exactly what I did. I took a leap of faith, teaching myself how to do faux locks. I kept seeing people do faux locks, and I used to always want them, but I could never afford to have my hair done and buy the hair all in the same time. Like I'm a college student, I'm in and out of college, so when I'm not in college, I have a summer job, and when I'm at college, I have to find a new job. So it's very hard to find time and money to pay for faux locks. So I just bought the hair, I watched a couple videos, and I learned how to do them on my own because I wasn't about to sit there and be struggling, right? So girl, if you're nervous about trying to do faux locks, have faith in yourself and actually try to do it, girl, because most likely if my untalented can't braid to the scalp ass can do this, you can do this. Like girl, I used to not know how to braid to the scalp. I was 19 when I learned how to braid my hair to the scalp. And you know, like you just have to take a leap of faith and have faith in yourself and have the confidence to give it a shot. And if it turns out bad, worst come to worst, you take your hair down. Like it's not a waste because you're investing in your own learning. Like people have to get that out of that mindset, like, oh, this was a waste of money because it didn't turn out good. Like, no, you gained knowledge on something that you didn't know how to do, and you tried and you had faith in yourself. And I know this is getting a little deep, but you tried and you had faith in yourself to give yourself the opportunity to try. And that to me is a lesson within itself. Like y'all have to like give yourself the benefit of the doubt sometimes. Girl, just try. So I'm gonna come back to you guys when all of my locks are done, and I'm gonna do this method one more time so you guys can see. And I also want you to just see like what it looks like. Okay, I'll be back with you guys. So I added the brown to the front, and I'm gonna do a little swirl. I added the brown that I wanted in the front, and I'm still working on the front because I did a lot more parting here because I wanted it to be very thick at the front, so my braids are going to be smaller. My plan is to do these three I have tied up at the, ooh, hit my knee. To do these three I have tied up at the back, black, and do the whole center brown. And I'm gonna show you guys in a better detail how I do the faux lock and the butterfly lock. So let me go ahead and piece these together, and I'm gonna be right back with you guys and show you guys how I do the faux lock. I'm gonna do it on the front pieces so you guys can really get an in-depth, better understanding of how I did it in up close, because I know I didn't really do it so much up close. If you don't have a crochet needle, or if you do have a crochet needle, take your crochet needle, open it, and get your hair, one strand of your hair that you want to use. You want to make one side short, one side long, and you're going to put that, twirl it, twirl the middle, and hold, twirl the middle, hold, twirl the middle, hold. And you're going to put that twirl piece in your crochet needle and close it with your finger. And then you're going to hold the crochet needle with the hair twisted, just like that. You're going to open an opening for your hair. So you're going to make an opening, and you're going to put your crochet needle through that opening, or if you're using your hands, you just make the hole with your hand, and you're going to put the hair, the short side, into your hair, the hole that you made, and you're going to pull it through the other side, because as you can see, I'm pulling it through to the other side. Oh crap. Let me see, I done messed it up. I make mistakes too, because like what happened was I did this piece too tight, so I kind of had to like shove. And you want to make sure you're not doing it too tight, because if you do, it'll cause tension. But as you can see, I got a loop in, and I'm going to pull in the short side and hold my braid and gently pull it through until I get half the short and then the long. And make sure it's even and everything. And pull it through a little more. You want to take this piece and you want to make sure it's longer than your real hair. Some of you ladies might have longer hair, so you want to make sure it's longer than your real hair, because that's going to be a part of your base. So now that we've got that, we're going to braid our base. So you're going to braid this all the way to the end, past your hair, past your real hair, or to the end of your real hair. And then you stop at the end of your hair, kind of straighten, make sure there's no tangles. Stop, and then you get a new piece of hair. You're going to take out another piece of hair. And what I do, I usually take a half of the brown and use that piece for the braid. It just depends on your thickness. However thick you want your dreadlock, you want to make sure you do that for each piece, and try to keep a consistency with how thick you want it, depending on if you're layering it or not. As you can see, I want this lock to be the same thickness as the one I'm about to put in. So, because we're in the front, you want them kind of a little thinner. So I'm taking this piece, this half of a piece, and I'm doing the short and the long, right? So I'm going to take this piece and put it underneath the lock, and I'm going to go over with the long piece and push under with the short piece. I'm going over with the long piece, under with the short piece, and then I'm going to go under, grab the long piece, and wrap around 3 times, because right now we're forming the base of the dread. So you want to make sure your base is very tight, but not too tight to the point where you can't even have a brain cell. So you want to make sure it's tight so that it doesn't fall off, but loose enough so that you can think straight, because you don't want headaches, we don't want to cause tension. So you want to make sure it's very tight, kind of tug it a little bit, You can breathe, you know, keep going. But if you can't, unwrap and redo. So you're gonna keep wrapping until you get about 1 inch down from the root. And I know it's very loose. You're probably like, are you gonna go back over it with some hair? And I am gonna go back over it with some hair because it's very loose. I mean, it's very thin. So you're gonna go down about 1 inch. So keep wrapping about 1 inch. And this is where you can start butterflying. So when you butterfly, you wanna take your thumb and put it in the way of the lock. So take your thumb, put it in the way, and make a loop. And then when you wrap like normal, right? But you're gonna wrap in front of the loop, and then you're gonna wrap behind the loop, and you're gonna slowly move your thumb, and then you have a loop. So let me show you guys again. You're gonna take your thumb, put it in front of the wrap, you're gonna wrap in front of the loop, you're gonna wrap behind the loop, and then you're gonna move your thumb slowly, and it's going to make a loop, and you're gonna have the butterfly effect going on. And you want to do that all the way down. You want to wrap it a few times and then butterfly, then wrap it a few times, then butterfly until you get to your desired length. Now I'm, as you can see, layering it. So in the back it's longer, and then as I go closer to the front of my head, I'm making it shorter because I want it layered. But you guys can do it any way you would like to do it. Just do it the way you want it, and make sure you enjoy, you know. Try to have fun with it. Eventually you're gonna get a rhythm with it, and you'll get used to doing it. On this part, you guys, I was just showing you a fast-paced video of me basically doing one whole lock so you can see the whole process. What I was saying is, if you do your hair and you know exactly how much hair you need, make sure that you take care of like all of that on Saturday. Don't wait until Sunday and then you realize you need more hair. Like, you want to make sure you get enough hair if you're doing your hair on a Sunday, because if you run out of hair, you're going to be stuck like me. Like, I had 3 or 4 pieces that weren't even done yet. So I had to wear my hair in like a bun until I got the hair the next day.
got shot by Cupid. Now I got my feelings at the door. Man, I feel so stupid. Romance, I ain't fluid. Could you teach me a thing or two more? It's the type of Sonic goodies that make you want it in a lifestyle. If you think you're the one for me, then prove it right now. Head right in a lighthouse. Just like how I let it pipe down. Top, middle, hit it, we're pulling off on the back now. Shine now, feel the error that flies by day. Look at this from Cupid. Said I got the juice, the man of your dreams. Things is lucid, oh yeah. See like persistence. Sorry if I was a nuisance. That was just my 2 cents. Shawty, you like you. Pigs, man, got shot by Cupid. Now I got my feelings at the door. Man, I feel so stupid. Romance, I ain't fluid. Could you teach me a thing or two more? Okay, pause. Wanna take a flight right now and then we'll rock slow. Cradle me back and forth, baby, need a bit part of nothing on my legs. Make a nectar on your lips, hit the on the rocket. Shit, oh, body fine, that's a fine wine, but wanna discover a deeper connection. Photo shoot of your mind, right? Gotta know your good size and all of your angles. No wasted potential. Cause baby, you special. And though we fuss, you the winner one. Too late, just like too late. You like you, pigs, man, got shot by Cupid. Now I got my feelings at the door. Man, I feel so stupid. Romance, I ain't fluid. Could you teach me a thing or two more? Shawty, you like you, pigs, man, got shot by Cupid. Now I got my feelings at the door. Man, I feel so stupid. Romance, I ain't fluid. Could you teach me a thing or two more? It's the type of Sonic goodies that make you want it in a lifestyle. If you think you're the one for me, then prove it right now. Head right in a lighthouse.
I'm down. Wrapping like normal. Your dread is of course your base. And when you get to the end, this is where you can start wrapping up. So all you're gonna do is take the same piece and go upward and just wrap it upward and hold it as you do it. You don't have to move your hand too much, but you just move with the hair and hold it as you do it. And keep wrapping until you don't have any more hair. And you can go back down if you want to. But that pretty much secures your lock, and it allows for that butterfly effect to be more noticeable, especially if you're not good at the butterfly method. It helps a lot. I don't have a shirt on, so I'm trying to be careful. But yeah, you can see like now my lock is more like, it's more dramatic, and you can see my butterfly effect. So I hope this video, I hope that helped you guys. And then you can secure with nail glue if you feel like it's gonna come loose, which I don't think it will, because I really wrapped the crap out of it. So I'm gonna leave it alone. All right, so that does that. And then in the front, I have a few more pieces that I need to do brown to. I'm gonna come back to you guys when this is fully complete, so we can mousse it and moisturize my scalp Byanca. And I hope that this was helpful. I hope this was really helpful, you guys. I put mousse on my hair afterwards. Like I just quick, like put the mousse all over the scalp and rubbed it in. I did the back. And then I was going to do the baby hairs, but I didn't do them. But you can do your own baby hairs. Kind of pull it out and just get you some gel. I have some edge grease. That's from the local beauty mart. God, I'm so out of breath. That's from the local beauty mart, and it's called Edge Fix. So if you see like Edge Fix, I'm gonna put like a picture of it somewhere over here. But it's called Edge Fix, and if you want to use that, I would recommend to use that. Also, as you can see, I added like another color brown, and I used the Freetress waterwave, And if you want to have a better butterfly effect, I would recommend to get the Freetress waterwave. I just use the regular braid curl, but you can use the waterwave and it's going to make it more curly. It still tangles up like the other hair, but it's more soft to the touch. So I recommend to use that. But yeah, this is how it came out, you guys. And this is how it looks kind of put down. Let me show you guys. I don't really like how chunky it is, but it's still really cute because you can do like updos. I wasn't planning on wearing it completely down, so get it out.
Jesus. I'm gonna have to fast forward this part. Lord.
This is how it looks fully put down with the part. That's the middle part. I mean the side part right there. And you can like flip it and everything. If you do your spacing right, you can flip it. I would recommend if you got a bigger head to do smaller spacing in the front, just a slightly smaller, so you can have a better flip. But yeah, this is how it looks completely done. And here y'all can see the back. I added a little more brown at the back with the Freetress waterwave. And I'll put the color of that in the description box as well. So period, y'all try it and like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Bye guys.
'Cause I'm a boss.